able to
Bobby
get,
Freeman donated $200.
Hey, Bobby, thank you, man.
Michael, how can you explain to these girls that selling themselves for money will negatively impact their chances of having what they want beyond this money BS? Drop some divine truth for them.
Well, that's a big request, but I guess it sort of gets to what we were talking about earlier, about impeding your potential to get married. But even with the money thing, let's say, put the men aside for a second. You want to have careers for whatever reason. Right, you're spending a lot of time and effort on this, right? It's real work.
Maddie's CPA donated $200. To be clear, he only gifted her $34,000 last year, which is the maximum he could give as a joint filer.
Yeah, that's very important for the agents to see that.
Yes.
So even if you just wanted to have a career for whatever reason, like all the time that you're spending on this right now is time where you're producing this content, but the content is not going to build up the potential for a career after old Father Time sets in, and you're not going to be able to sell for as much money and get $300,000 off your tricks. So wouldn't it be? I had a buddy who was a Twitch gamer. He would just play video games on Twitch, and people would give him money for it.
Yeah.
And
People do that for me too. I'm a streamer.
So part of the reason he stopped doing it, he was making good money, but he stopped doing it because he said, I'm not building any skills. I'm not building anything that's productive for me. So when this money runs out, it's it. It looks like big money now. It's very tempting. But once it's gone, and then I'm going to be left without skills to do a job. And then more importantly, I might be impeded from having what I really desire, which is a family and
that's
good life.
A valid point. That's a very valid point. I think in my opinion, right now, because I know how much money I'm making, it's my job to budget it and save it in a way that if I'm ever in the position later on in life that I'm not doing this job anymore and I need to figure out what I can do next.
How much money is enough?
Nick, can you close the door?
You can always. Okay,
here's
the thing with money. You can always make money. Like, money isn't everything.
Yeah.
You can have.
Yeah.
You can have $1 billion in your bank account, and you could live in your mansion,
and it can all be gone.
Unhappy and everything. I think that what's important is like actually enjoying what you do, your purpose on Earth, and keep doing new things,
doing the good thing,
and reinvest it and start new businesses. Like it's not just like when you quit what you're doing, like where you're like, oh fuck, like you can use that money and like start your own companies and do like whatever.
I also
you're actually passionate
I
about.
use my OnlyFans money to start up like a clothing company of my own too. So like, I mean, I know like there's other things that I'll build throughout the years of my own too that I'll be able to fall back on those when I know there's gonna come a day when I'm gonna say I don't want to do OnlyFans anymore. When that day is, I don't know, but I know when it comes, I'll have money saved up to where I'll be able to do that.
My only point is if you're saying, I'm doing it now because the money's so good, I just got to keep making more money. I will tell you, having gone from not having really any money to having some money, you think there's a number. You're like, if I make X amount, then I'll stop doing this thing. There's no real number. You just... The more you get, you're going to want more of it. And I think if you're setting yourself up in a position, if you say, this is the number, you're going to keep doing it.
I agree. I just also came from nothing. Like, I didn't grow up with this.
It's even more tempting.
Lifestyle, that I've been thrown into. I have to remind. I was raised in a trailer park. Like, I was raised with nothing. Like,
that's why it's so tempting.
So, for me, now that I can support myself and support the people that are in my life that I want to support, it's all worth it to me.
But you're justifying it to yourself.
Yes,
in that,
I am.
But you could do something else. And
I definitely could, and I do other things. Like I said, I started.
I'm saying you could do something else in lieu of this, and you'd still be able to support yourself.
I agree with you.
You wouldn't have as much money, though.
I agree with you.
So that's not really the justification. The justification is, hey, I came from nothing. I've never had any money in my life. Oh my goodness, I'm making such an insane amount of money. I'm living this crazy lifestyle. How can I possibly say no to that? But the answer is because it might be hurting me in the long run, right?
Sorry, say that again?
Because it might hurt me in the long run if I'm not developing certain skills and if I'm not moving forward to...
what skills am I not developing by
any
doing
other
this
job you would be doing?
But I've been working since I was 14 years old. I was a preschool teacher before this started. I've served in restaurants.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do a ton of
things. I've nannied, done all different types of weird, whatever. Yeah. I have acquired other skill sets throughout the years.
But every minute that you spend doing this is a minute you're not spending building up a skill or forming a relationship that might pay off later on in a better way.
I would disagree with that
because if you're an OnlyFans creator, you can't build other skills.
You can,
You're building
but not while you're doing OnlyFans.
I think
Yeah,
you're doing OnlyFans. You're an entrepreneur.
There's 24 hours in a day.
One at a time.
There's 24 hours in a day. I'm sure you can manage your time. And
no, you're right. You'll have other hours perhaps to do something else, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is and you spend more than a minute or two doing your OnlyFans stuff.
Yeah.
Every minute you
This
spend
one
it.
donated $200. How many of you girls would be proud of or happy if your daughter or little sister engaged in this work, behavior, or attitudes?
Here, just really quick around the table. Go ahead.
if it's her calling, if it's, you know, my sibling.
Her calling?
Yeah, her calling to do this kind of work, like
make BJ videos.
Well, if she wants to, I mean, like,
okay.
but like, no. If she feels comfortable making sex work content, then yeah.
Wait, that
was me.
That was you? Holy shit! I don't know if anybody. Do you guys know that song? I'm blue, dabo dee dabo.
If I was
that was the. I don't know if the viewer, like the way you said, it sounded like the start of "I'm blue, dabo dee."
Okay.
Did the chat? Okay, I'm sorry.
Did y'all catch on?
It was uncanny.
What band was that?
It was Eiffel 65 or something.
Deep cut.
Did anybody else hear the I'm blue? Did anybody? Did anybody else? Okay, I don't know. Jesus. Okay, what in response to the TTS? Would you be cool with your daughter or sister? I guess.
No,
doing,
I wouldn't.
Doing that.
If it made them happy, yeah.
Made them happy. Okay. What about you?
I definitely would not want my daughter or little sister to do it just because of things that come along with it that I've heard about, but I don't think I'm the moral police, and I feel like my responsibility would be to just be there for them and continue supporting them regardless.
They're not getting cut off if my daughter decides she wants to do this. I understand. But my daughter's also never going to be in the position to have to do what I had to do because she's going to be taken care of.
I'd be neutral about it.
I think I'd support them regardless. I obviously wouldn't want that, but yeah.
I would expect you to say the opposite. You were saying so many sensible things earlier.
I'm still very sensible. I obviously, like I said, it brings bad, just as she said as well. But it's not that I'm gonna hate her or my
you wouldn't hate her,
sister,
but would you desire it for her?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't desire it for her. Wait, really quick.
I want to clarify.
Wait,
you said if she had to do it, but like in my scenario is like I was working a corporate job where I was making 6 figures and I quit it to do OnlyFans.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
nobody has to.
How much do you make now?
6 figures.
Do you make more or less? Or same?
Doesn't matter. 6 figures regardless.
Okay.
Well, 6 figures, there's a big range.
What was your job before?
It's none of your
what was your job before?
Respectfully, I was a director
HR?
of sales. No, I wasn't actually.
Right. Wait.
Nice try though.
I do want to wrap up here a little bit